Welcome to week 1 of quarter 3 with the topic Using Effective Technique in Conducting an Interview.
Bridging the gap of illiteracy. Breakthrough on education amidst pandemic. Breaking connections to the world. Becoming language on humanity. Let's bring the world of learnings in one channel. Welcome to Visitors Communications English TV.
Hello everyone, I am Ma'am Sid, your grade 7 English teacher, and welcome to DCBES MNHS English TV, our grade 7 English Learning Hub. For the most essential learning competency, we have MELT 15. Use correct and appropriate multimedia resources when orally giving information, instructions, making explanations, and narrating events in personal or factual recounts. And for the duration of this lesson, we have week 1 from February 14 to February 18. And for the reference, we have English quarter 3 learners packet. For the lesson objectives, we have express ideas, opinions, feelings, and emotions during interviews. Use appropriate prosodic features of speech during interviews, and employ appropriate oral language and stance in an interview. In second quarter, you learn that people are sources of information and an interview as a primary source is a way to gather information. In this lesson, you will learn effective ways in conducting an interview. Observe this virtual interview. Are more people infected with COVID-19 under general community quarantine or modified enhanced community quarantine? It was found out that more people are infected with COVID-19 under GCQ. During an interview, whether it is face-to-face or virtual, asking the right questions helps you get important information from the interviewee or a person who is interviewed. It also helps you develop your confidence, since asking questions means you have to speak with people. To accomplish this, you must plan the interview questions carefully. The following are some useful tips for you to remember as you conduct your interview. First, before the interview, you have to know the person's background and get an idea on the kind of questions he or she can answer. Next, make a list of questions regarding the subjects or issue you have agreed upon. Second, which is during the interview. As an interviewer, make your interviewee comfortable and at ease, no matter how serious the topic is. Be aware of your body language. Make and maintain eye contact with your interviewee. Next one is take down notes by writing in a piece of paper or use a voice recorder if available. And lastly, after the interview, you have to summarize the main points of your interview. And then, thank the interviewee after you have asked all the questions. Those are the guidelines which you can put into practice to have a successful interview. If you have a copy of English 7 Learners material, you can read more on the guidelines in conducting an interview on pages 368 to 369. Good luck! This time, allow me to direct you to a transcript of a sample virtual interview between a student and a local expert. What you need to do is to read a transcript entitled Interview Transcript. Then, observe the students' interviewer's questions during their interview. Let me read the transcript for you. Ready? Start! Mr. Javier, do you know that everyone is pretty concerned about pollution? I lived in Mindanao last year. But I think the pollution is worse in the cities. To what extent is air polluted in Metro Manila, sir? Indeed, the quality of air in Metro Manila is very poor. Our studies here in DNR show that the air around Metro Manila contains up to 3 times the volumes of pollutants in what should be normal or healthy air for us to breathe. May I know what these pollutants are? There are 6 major ones: carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, lead, particulates, and total oxidants. Oh, I must take down all of them. How do these pollutants get into the air, sir? Here in Metro Manila, motor vehicles are the dominant sources of pollution. Our study shows that diesel fuel vehicles are the primary sources of particulate matter. Gasoline-powered vehicles, on the other hand, are the main sources of land pollutants. It's my first time to hear about particulate matter. What is it, sir? Particulate matter is made up of all sorts of tiny particles in the air, like dust and the ashfall from Mount Pinatubo. What we see coming out from the smoke-belching jeepneys and buses are, in fact, millions of tiny pieces of burnt oil and fuel. Why should we be concerned about air pollutants? You see, particulate matter has been found to be the most damaging to our health. It can cause cancer and pulmonary diseases. Lead 2 poses a health hazard, especially to children. Studies have shown that the children with high levels of lead experience more behavioral problems and decreased ability to concentrate. So, don't be out in the street so often. I learned so much from you, sir. Thank you for sharing your expertise with me. You're welcome. See you again. For the source of this interview transcript, we have Moving Ahead in English on pages 81 to 82 if textbook is available. This time, let's have an exercises for you to have a chance to practice your comprehension. Remember, this is not part of your output, so you can write the answer in your notebook or you can do it with me. Learning Task 1. After reading the transcript, give a short summary of the interview like the example below. Write your answer in your paper. For example, in this interview, the student asked Mr. Javier about air pollution in the city. This time, I'm confident that you are now ready to do exercises by your own. But remember, make sure that your intermediate paper is presentable with complete details to avoid mixed up. You have to write your surname, given name, and middle initial on your paper, and then quarter 3, week 1, and of course your grade level, grade 7, and your section. And we have English 7 as a subject. For day 2, you are going to accomplish learning task 2. For day 3, you are going to accomplish learning task 3. And for day 4, you are going to accomplish learning task 4. For day 2, learning task 2. In this task, you will list down 3 questions, which you think are examples of effective interview questions the student asked Mr. Javier. Explain why you think those were effective based on what you learned from the discussion. Write your answers on your paper. So we have effective questions in the first column and the explanation. So in the first column, we have effective interview questions. Say for example, to what extent is air polluted in Metro Manila, sir? Okay, so you're going to provide an explanation. Why do you think this question is effective? An example of explanation is, this is an open-ended type of question. This time, I'm sure you are ready to write down 3 examples of questions that the student asked Mr. Javier. Good luck! For day 3, learning task 3, now evaluate the interview based on the criteria below. Copy, then check the box of each indicator if observed. here are the interview questions. First, the questions are interesting, open-ended, and engaging. Next, the questions are all related to the topic or subject matter. And last question, the questions are designed to draw out information from the interviewee. And to show politeness, is it the student never interrupted or hurried the person being interviewed? Or the student thanked the interviewee after the interview? So, all you have to do is to copy the following statements and then check the box if you have observed them from the interview that we have read earlier. And for day 4, learning task 4, audio in communication is an essential tool to deliver message. Before, an audio can be created and transmitted through tape, radio, or CD. But today, a different alternative is offered by the internet, which is the podcast. You may have encountered the term in your previous lesson in listening strategies, isn't it? It is a digital audio file that is posted on the internet. For you to practice the guidelines in conducting an interview an expert on any field, for example, a teacher, a nurse, engineer, and many more. Imagine you will produce a 5-minute informative podcast about your interview's expertise. First, you have to copy and accomplish the template on interview plan in your paper. Then, provide the interview with a copy of the interview questions to allow him or her to prepare questions. Remember to use open-ended questions. For example, what advice would you give someone who like to follow a similar career to yours? Here's an example of interview plan. Of course, we have interviewer, state the name, and then interviewee, the name also, and then the purpose of interview. And here are the information that you need to ask from the person you are going to interview. And list at least 5 possible questions. And of course, you have to predict 5 possible answers also to the questions you have formulated. Number 2, if a smartphone or any sound recorder is available, you can use it to record the interview. You can use your recording to complete the last part of your interview plan, where you will write your interview's answers. Remember to use a direct speech or write the exact answers of your interviewee. And number 3, after the interview, reflect on the questions that follow. Write your answers on your paper. What was it like to interview someone? Which of the tips or guidelines did you use? And how did it help you as an interviewer? Remember to be guided with rubric that follows for you to know how your output will be graded. Here's the rubric. We have 5 points for excellent, 4 points for good, 3 points fair, and 1 needs improvement. And here is the criteria for the interview question. For you to get a perfect score of 5, your interview questions must be open-ended, and follow-up questions are used to draw interesting and relevant information from the interviewee. And for the organization of your interview, you also can get 5 points if the questions are arranged in a clear and logical manner. Good luck, and I hope that you will enjoy this activity. But remember, in conducting an interview, remember to do the following. First, know the interviewer's background. Next, ask open-ended questions. Next, maintain eye contact with the interviewee. Next, take down notes on a paper or use voice recorder. Then, thank the interviewee after the interview. There you have it! You have successfully gone through week 1 of quarter 3. Congratulations! Just make sure that you will complete all the answers and all the activities in all the learning tasks before the submission. If you have comments or suggestions, you may reach out your subject teacher through text, message, call, or group chat in Messenger. And please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to be updated on our new videos. And please do not skip ads. You can also like and share this video so that other grade 7 students can also watch and learn. Bye! See you on our next session. Happy learning!